Welcome back to Zanelle's Teacher Apple. I want to start off today talking about a very important topic, the importance of parent-teacher relationship and how you can start building those relationships at the start of the school year. Parent-teacher relationship among teachers and students throughout the school year is so important. It's important for the teacher to take time to build not only a relationship with their students, but first and foremost, the parents. It does take a village to raise a child. So, establishing that at the beginning of the school year and letting parents know that you are in it to win it, that you are in it to work together and communicate the best of your ability to help their child is going to give the parent an opportunity to know who you are as a teacher and to understand your passion from the beginning. We want to keep the doors of communication open throughout the school year. It is so vital to the success of the student. So there are some reasons why it's important to make sure that we have a two-way street when it comes to communicating with parents. So let's talk about some of those reasons. The first reason why you want to make sure you establish a good parent-teacher relationship is behavior. Behavior issues are common for teachers to have to deal with when it comes to students, especially as they start getting older and they are in middle school and high school, where sometimes the parents may be involved or may not be. So getting your students' parents involved with their child's learning is key. And you don't want to contact parents for behavior issues only. For example, if you're having trouble with a student in the classroom and the consequences and the discipline expectations in your classroom are just no longer working, it's time to start reaching out to the parent. And when you do this, you want to make sure that you have a healthy relationship already established. You don't want to have to reach out to a parent only when their child is acting up. You want to already have some things in place where you have communicated to parents on a continuous basis so that when you do reach out to that parent because of a behavior issue, you already have built that relationship. It's harder to maintain a parent's trust and build a healthy relationship if all you're contacting them for is something negative. You want to communicate with parents continuously about positive things that are going on in the classroom. Before you just jump and issue students a detention or get administration involved, you always want to reach out to the parent. You always want to make sure that you have spoken to the parent first and that they are aware of what's going on in your classroom. No parent wants to get a call from the principal and it's the first time that they heard about the issue. No parent wants to get a call from the teacher even saying that they're giving them a detention for something that the parent wasn't aware of. In my previous video, I talked about several tools that you can use to start building parent-teacher communication pathways that are going to help you throughout the school year. If you have that good parent-teacher relationship, then when you do call the parents for a behavior issue, then they will most likely be supportive to you. If a parent sees that you are reaching out to them, whether it's positive or negative, then they are most likely going to support you when you need them. Having this open communication will make your job a lot easier when it comes to dealing with students when they have behavior issues. Another reason why you want to make sure you have a good relationship with your parents is if you need classroom volunteers. Parents are always willing to help out teachers if they need it. Elementary schools require parents to complete volunteer hours in the school building. If you have built those strong relationships with parents, then they will be willing to come to your classroom to help out with anything you need. You'll need parent volunteers for several things, such as field trips, class celebrations, and even school-wide events. Field trips away from the school building can be a great time, or it can go the other way and not so great. So having parents that are committed and willing to help you manage your class when you're away from the school building is a huge help. You have to remember that the parent has a child that's in your classroom. They may be very familiar with some of your students. So having parents come and help manage students that they already have a relationship with is going to make your job a lot easier. Another reason why you want to make sure that parents are on your side is that they will advocate for you. When you have a great relationship with the parents in your classroom, those are the parents that are going to stand up for you, even when you don't even know that they did. Each parent in your classroom has a voice, and along with that voice, there's an opinion. And you have to know that parents do talk. Their children are friends. They may be in the same class. They may have the same teachers. So it's important that you have strong relationships with the parents because they do communicate with each other. You want to make sure that you are a teacher of integrity, a teacher that, yes, you challenge your students, but you also have their best interests. So when parents can feel this and they know this to be true, they are huge advocates for you. As a teacher, you have to be able to take constructive criticism and you have to be open to new ideas. It's important to listen. It's important to grow and know that sometimes people do have your best interests and we don't always have to be so defensive. Of course, you're going to have those parents that are very difficult to deal with and maybe they don't support you. But you have to know that if the majority of your parents are on your side and you know that you're doing the best that you can do, then that's all you can do. We're never going to be able to please everybody, but having a strong communication system in place and having clear consequences and expectations in your classroom will ensure that regardless of what you say, parents, they're just going to have to respect you and the way that you run your classroom. Building strong relationship with parents in your classroom can help with your career in the future and can help with other people's opinion of you before they even meet you. So when should you start doing this? Right now. At the beginning of the school year, this is when you start building those relationships. This is when you start setting up those positive reinforcements and communication tools so that parents know exactly what's going on in your classroom. Building relationships from the beginning is imperative to the success of your school year. The start of the school year is a time to get to know students, but we cannot forget about the parents because they are the foundation of our students. So those are just a few reasons why it's important to have a strong parent-teacher relationship from the very beginning. What are some things that you do in your classroom? How do you set your relationship with your parents up for success? Please like, subscribe, share your ideas below. We would love to hear from you. Thank you for watching. From my teacher apple to yours.